There's a war on, and it's just not cricket. Here's your opening batsman, Mr. Iain Lee.
Thank you, yes. It's Wednesday, the 14th of April, the first day of the cricket season, and the weather's too shit for play. Hurrah! Welcome to the the Clock Show. With me tonight, she's the maiden to bowl me over, Miss Daisy Donovan. Let's play cricket. Let's play cricket. That's a 6. Hey, something in the Balkans almost hitting the target. Now, live from Serbia, that was our very own war correspondent, Mackenzie Crook. More from him later on. And here's someone who, if you gave him Benson and Hedges, he'd give you the ashes. Tommy Vance with today's headlines in his news slam. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, Tommy.
Wednesday, April the 14th. And after the straight Lords vote against the Gaylords on the age of consent, Labour vows to fight on. It'll be an uphill struggle, a sticky passage. It'll be tight, but they'll try hard to push it through. Ironic that the whole parliamentary procedure should be a bit like butt sex. From the gay lobby to an ethnic bobby. And the police are told to recruit more black and Asian officers. Police say they're constantly interviewing ethnic minorities. In fact, they're so keen they even break down their doors at midnight and drag them from their beds. From ethnic recruits to musical fruits. And tomato growers say rock music helps plants to reproduce. Helps me too. I can't get it up without Susie Quattro. Of course, if she's not around, I can always listen to her tape. Newsflash! It does exactly what it says on the tin.
Tommy Vance with the giant killer whales from today's news agenda. But what about the lesser tales from the tabloids, the minnows, the tadpoles, nay, the plankton of news that can only be detected by a powerful electron microscope that we know as the Daily Star? Well, we've netted the best of these in today's hilarious Red Top Roundup. Housing chiefs in Suffolk have started building 2 houses out of cannabis after discovering that mixed with lime, the plant makes excellent building material. Let's all go around there. And although the house is only worth £60,000, apparently it's got a street value of up to £600,000. Miss Great Britain has been stripped of her title and ordered to hand back her crown after it was revealed that she had lied about having a love child at the age of 15. Now, this is disastrous. We've lost a great British ambassador. Who the hell is going to fill her shoes? Well, probably the woman who came second, I should think. We can wait until you laugh. No, we can't. Physics teachers have been told to drive sports cars and wear trendy clothes to make science seem more attractive to pupils. Well, this is fantastic, because not only can physics teachers now drive a fanny magnet, they can also tell you how a magnet works. And that's the end of the Red Top Roundup. Now, I spy, with my little eye, something beginning with a traitor. NATO thinks it's got a spy in its midst, tipping off the Serbs about our airstrike targets. But who is this super spy?
Could the spy be British Foreign Secretary Robin Cook? Certainly acts like a spy. He knows lots of secrets and sleeps with hundreds of women. In many ways, he's like James Bond, only much, much uglier. Or could it be our own Mackenzie Crook? Are some of his reports from the Balkans actually carefully coded messages to the enemy? Take a look at this strange exchange from last week.
So, Mackenzie, what is morale like?
The hunted fox smokes king size.
Sorry, beg your pardon, Mackenzie?
The Dutchman swims for London town.
Right, Mackenzie, well, that's all we've got time for there.
Slobodan, my friend, they're going to bomb Belgrade. Get out of there while you still can. They're going to bomb Belgrade.
I can't see anything suspicious there. But we now think we know who the real traitor is. The Express reveals today that the Tories took Serb money for their election funds. So the spy must be William Hague. Think about it. He's got special access to NATO war plans. Well, he gets all the newspapers. Takes dirty Serb money. And he's a master of disguise. Here he is last year. And here he is today after his much publicised reinvention.
Completely different. Now, that's conclusive proof. I don't know, but I think that's enough to hang him for treason. Case closed. Yesterday, plans were revealed to relaunch Cindy with a new girl power image, which presumably means she'll get up the duff by a footballer and have her wedding sponsored by Tesco's. But Daisy, being a woman, sees this girl power dolly makeover as the turning point of a generation. So I told her to get out, didn't I, Daisy?
Yes, you did, Ian.
And see what other people think.
What does girl power mean to you?
It means that we're in charge.
If a girl wanted to stop you from watching the cup final, what would she have to do?
Oh, I don't know.
She could gently bring you off. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Have a quick tug. You think, shall I just give him the old... a bit of a persuader. Don't you think that?
Probably.
Cop a feel of your knee and then, you know.
Yeah.
So, girl power has taken women a long way. Men will go far to see a flash of your arse and a glimpse of your tits. I want to see how far I could push it. Excuse me, you couldn't do me a quick favour, could you?
What's that?
Basically, I'm just trying to write this note, but I don't want to write it myself. Could I just tell you what to write quickly and then...
Okay.
Thank you, that's very kind. If you want to see little Stevie... Little? Stevie I.E. Steve E. Yeah. Sweet name. Stevie. Alive. Again?
Being alive, yeah?
Yeah. So read it out to me properly. If
If you want to see little Stevie alive again, wait by the phone.
it's just that I don't want to go into work today. You know, on day off, nice shopping, like you.
Okay.
Can you ring my boss? Oh,
Hello? Yes, hello.
Daisy.
Oh, this is Robert. I just wanted to say that Daisy, she's not feeling well today.
say I'm dead.
Yeah.
Say I'm dead.
She's not going to come
Dead.
today. She's dead, you see. She's not going to come today. She will, yeah?
Couldn't you do me a favour, could you? Just somebody gave me this puppy and it's driving me nuts. Could you help me? We need to give it a good throw because it's a bit shallow there.
No.
Yeah. Just give it. It's you and me.
No. You mustn't do
It's
that.
driving me nuts, and I hated the bloke that gave it to me. If you just give it a good...
No. Let's have a look at this puppy.
There he is. See? Give it a good kick.
No, you must do it.
I'm bored of
That's
it.
very cool.
I'm bored of it, and it's costing me money.
Do you think it's very cruel to do that?
No, one will know. It's a horrible little Dachshund.
No,
I hate it.
no. It's a very, very naughty thing to do that. It's a very naughty thing to do.
Okay,
Do you
I'm sorry.
understand that?
Yeah, I do.
You will not frighten the water, will you?
No, I won't. Okay.
When I leave you, you're not going to frighten the water, are you?
No, I won't.
You
I
promise?
won't.
You promise?
I promise.
You promise?
Scouts on a dib.
Shake hands.
So, as you've witnessed, making Cindy's tits smaller really has helped our cause. This has been Daisy Donovan for the 11 o'clock show with a lot of men in London.
Now it's time to say howdy to our American correspondent, BAFTA nominee, NATO advisor, the former husband of Elizabeth Taylor and Leonardo DiCaprio stunt double, Rich Hall. Howdy, Rich. How's it going over there?
Oh, it's fine, Ian. Thank you very much. And I want you to know how much I've enjoyed working with you all these past years. It's been great.
So, Rich, the question on everyone's lips, how are things in the USA?
Well, I think that, Ian, the big word that's passing everyone's lips this week is just millennium bug. Bug.
So can you actually make money out of the millennium bug, do you think?
All the banks, all the accounts in the banks are going to be rolled back to the year 1900, right? So maybe January 2nd, 2000 is a good time to go and open up a checking account under the name Henry Ford Motor Company. You know, you can work this to your advantage. And what I think is very, very odd, Ian, is that Bill Gates, right? Your man, Bill Gates, richest man on the planet. He's worth $98 billion. I saw that in the paper, $98 billion. I have the statistics right here, $98 billion. And he hasn't found an answer to the millennium bug. He's the one guy. He's made his living selling software. Am I wrong? Bill Gates has more money than all but 18 of the countries in the world. Can you fathom that? And I think it's just a matter of time before some of these corporations actually start buying countries, you know, just to get their name on the map. Literally. For instance, Toys R Russia. You know, that kind of Nigeria, the Weight Watchers. Understand what I'm saying?
Well, I think we're all looking forward to that day, so thanks very much for your help, Rich Hall. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
After the break, our fake documentary maker investigates police corruption, and we find out if a male contraceptive pill will work.
Well, that's just stupid, Daisy. It'll never work. We all know that contraception is the woman's responsibility.
So I presume you leave that to Mackenzie, do you, Iain?
But before we go, have you seen these? They're the very latest in the war against ageing. And pensioners, they're a lot simpler than getting hooked on crack and PlayStation. Dubbed the Time Machine tablets, these anti-aging pills have already proved popular in Europe and are now available here. Meant to be great for your skin, but can they really, as the headline suggests, turn back time? Daisy, let's neck one. Mental! See you after the break.
Bless you. Welcome back to part 2. Before the break, Daisy and I popped a couple of Time Machine anti-aging pills. Hasn't done much for me. What about you, Daisy?
Not a thing, Iain. I think I must have taken a placebo.
Before we go any further, we would like to apologise for the interview we did yesterday with the Leader of the Opposition, the Right Honourable William Hague MP.
Since the official relaunch of Hague's image, we realise now that some of our remarks may have been wrong and caused offence.
Firstly, Iain wearing a bald wig throughout the interview and chanting "loser, loser" was very immature.
Sorry, Mr. Hague.
We're also very sorry for asking questions about why his lovely wife Fionn married a man with no power, no personality and no looks. It was wrong of me to suggest that it might be because he has a massive cock. We now acknowledge that he has not.
And finally, we apologise for saying that his new open-collar shirt image wouldn't be enough to appeal to the voters and that something like this might be better.
We're very sorry, Mr. Hague. You're a very important politician who deserves to be taken seriously. It won't happen again.
Look out, you bastards! No, don't hit me. I'm not calling you, the audience, bastards. I'm talking about a possible cure for unwanted children. Hurrah! This week, scientists revealed that men are going to get their very own contraceptive pill, which means those unwanted pregnancies could soon be a thing of the past. Well, to find out more about the male pill, please welcome sexpert from the International Planned Parenthood Federation, Dr. Pramila Senanayake. Hello, Pramila. Pleased to meet you. Sit down.
Thank you.
Now, you are a genuine doctor. What exactly are you a doctor of?
Well, I started off being a paediatrician, looking after children, but now I look after men and women, particularly the reproductive health of men and women.
So, for people at home, winkies and gussets.
That's what we call them, Iain.
Now, how does the male contraceptive pill work?
Well, it works by preventing sperms being formed.
Mm-hmm.
Simply.
But do you still, without being too rude, do you still come?
Yes, it is.
But it's just a white, salty
There's
fluid.
nothing wrong with the man at all, except that he cannot father a child.
Fantastic. Now, it makes things easier.
It
makes
does.
things easier. Now, the question that springs to mind, we mentioned it earlier, why should men bother? We all know it's the women's responsibility.
Men should be caring, men should be concerned, they should be involved in the relationship, in preventing pregnancy.
Involved in the what?
In the relationship between men and women. Caring, concerned.
Means nothing.
Take it outsiders.
Okay. Now, could this pill kill off our sperm for good? Is it worth me going home now and filling up some jam jars with sponge?
No, it's not worth it at all. You can have your sperm back when you want it, because it works and it stops when you want it.
You can have my sperm back when I want. Have you got it?
Yeah, well, whenever you want
You're
it,
the woman who stopped me in that street one night and forced me at gunpoint to crack one off. Now,
Isn't it funny?
she's not really. Now, what is the fun in the men taking a pill? Because one of the great things about rubber johnnies, French letters, apart from the hilarious names, is you can put it over your head and blow it up, so it goes like that. How are you doing that with the pill?
I've got 101 ways that you can use a condom, not just 1 or 2 or 3. So we can talk about that later, but certainly the male pill works.
Fantastic. Now, does this mean there's going to be a morning after pill for men?
I hope so. At the moment, we do have a morning after pill for women, which is very good.
Yeah.
But we certainly would like it available for men too. But that's a long way off.
So it is possible one day in the future to make a pill that men can take after they've had sex to stop a lady getting pregnant.
I hope so. Long way
Fingers
off.
crossed.
That's not a good method of contraception. Fingers crossed is not a good method of contraception.
Fingers crossed is the only method I use, is that?
I'm sorry to do that.
I found it to be about 55% accurate so
What
far.
happens to the balance 45%?
The other 45 are running about in South London somewhere.
I'm sorry to
I'm not an expert, but supposing a man who was taking the pill had sex with a lady who was also on the female pill, would the pills cancel each other out, and would they then create some sexless mutant freak baby? A little bit like this over here.
No. I'd call it double protection, but you might call it Anna Whitcomb or whatever her name is. Yes.
Fantastic. We'll do that. Dr. Pramila Sanalika, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for your time. Lovely.
The House of Lords yesterday overturned Labour plans to reduce the age of gay consent by 2 years. That means it will still be illegal for 16-year-olds to enter their peers. And for peers to enter 16-year-olds.
The story gets just a mention in most of the papers, but is celebrated in the Mail, with the glee they usually reserve for the reintroduction of hanging. But are they giving us the whole story? Let's find out what the papers ought to say in our regular feature called What the Papers Ought to Say. The Mail tells us senior Tory peers denounced the legislation as a charter for older men to seduce teenage boys, when what the Lords really meant was...
If it's legal, it takes the fun out of it.
The Mail tells us Lady Young insisted she would be failing in my public duty if she did not oppose the bill, when what she meant was...
The thought of men putting it in other men is as unnatural as being poor.
And finally, the Mail quotes Lord Cope as saying he could not accept that acts of a homosexual nature were as normal and certainly not as healthy as heterosexual acts, when what Lord Cope meant was...
They do what? Christ, that would make your bum hurt.
And just time to check how Mackenzie Crook, the boy to entertain you, is getting on with his Balkan radio for our lads in Kosovo. Mackenzie!
Good morning, Kosovo! Hey, it's time to rock it from the Albanian border to bomb Belgrade. But before we rock, let's check the travel. Macedonia travel. There's big tailbacks on the Serbo-South Circular. Apparently the road bridge is out of action because we bombed it. Okay, let's play a record. Here's Atmosphere by Russ Abbott. Go for it, Abbott.
Hi there, Mackenzie. How's it going?
Hi, Ian. Yeah, I'm rocking for the free world, man.
Fantastic. Looks like a lot of fun. You're playing Atmosphere by Russ Abbott. Strange choice, got to say.
Yeah, unfortunately my playlist has been heavily restricted.
Oh, I see. So you've been censored, so you can't play any songs that allude to the war.
No, actually, I only bought... Now that's what I call music for.
So what's the response been to the show, Mackenzie?
Actually, very good. The ratings show that we're the second most popular radio station in the whole of the Balkans.
So, if you're the second, who's beating you?
It's a local Serbian station, Bunker Gold FM. They have got Simon Bates. Our tune is very popular with the Serbs. But we're definitely winning on drive time. Our boys listening in on their raids. I like to shout, fire, fire, try and put them off. It's just my little joke. But I have been told to stop it.
So, Mackenzie Crook there, proof once and for all that this war should be concluded as soon as possible.
The Guildford 4, Birmingham 6, Jackson 5, all miscarriages of justice. But none came within a forged confession of the travesty that was the hanging of Derek Bentley. And what compensation are his family to get? According to the Daily Mail, a big fat zero. Not even enough to buy Jack Straw's son a 10-quid wrap.
We sent our rogue documentary maker Paul Garner to see how easy it is to frame the wrong man.
Britain's judicial system was once the envy of the modern world, but high-profile miscarriage of justice cases have tarnished its reputation. I've come here to Nottingham to speak to the victims that the law tried to hide. I've got to do a report on people who've been put in prison, you know, wrongly accused and put in prison. I mean, basically, I haven't got time to go and speak to people involved with, you know, who've been inside and that, and, you know, I don't think it's really that necessary either. What I'd like you to do is, only take 2 minutes, is make out that you are a policeman and that you were involved in a case.
Is that legal?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no problem at all. Basically, this guy was found with loads of, like, anti-animal literature around his house, you know.
Yeah.
It's quite a big thing.
Are you sure this is not going to incriminate me? In
Absolutely not. I wouldn't ask you to do it if it was. So can you tell me of your experiences, please?
Basically, I was accused of doing something I never did, and I was punished for it.
What was the crime?
I was accused of killing a beagle.
Killing a beagle?
That's correct.
But I gather from your tattoos that you are anti-animal. What does your tattoo say there?
It says dogs piss off, but that's my point of view, you know.
This sort of thing has to be done, though, because this is the sort of thing that they expect in these reports, you know, that we've actually done some kind of undercover work and, you know, done more than we should have done. So it looks good on us a lot.
Yeah? OK. Tricked you. Think you're so fucking clever, don't you? Come on.
Help us out a lot if you could make out you were one of the Grantham Five, you know. I'll tell you exactly what to say. It'll take like 2 minutes. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Great. Cheers, mate. I gather you were picked on rather savagely by 2 inmates in Wormwood Scrubs, weren't you? What were their names?
Charlie Headmasher Hodges and Dave Pantstainer Peacock.
That's these names? Yes. I gather you kept memoirs of your time in prison. You wrote a rather moving entry on the day that you were attacked. Would you mind reading it for us?
Sure. Headmaster approached me today. It was awful. He came over and said, "You won't stop talking, why don't you give it a rest? You've got more rabbit than Sainsbury's. It's time you got it off your chest."
And that must have really shaken you up.
Yeah, I was terrified.
This is your moment to make the appeal to the government. So really go for it, like, you know, swear at them and say what you think of them, that you were jailed and you didn't do nothing. Really give them a hard time.
Yeah.
Off you go.
I've been wrongly accused of doing fuck all.
Really angry.
I'm really fucking fed up with what's happening. Why don't you put yourself in my position for once in your fucking lives?
They used to say things like this couldn't happen in Britain, but that was then, this is now, and it has, so they were wrong. These people I have spoken to have suffered for no reason, and that can't be right. This is Paul Garner in Nottingham.
Just time to tell you that tomorrow's show is coming out at 11:30 because of an extended NYPD Blue. I'm not allowed to tell you what happens in it, but Jimmy Smith's character does die.
And finally, tonight we bid a fond farewell to our dear friend Edgar Pearce, the Mardi Gras bomber, who has just been sentenced to 21 years imprisonment for his rubbish Sainsbury's bombing campaign. Obviously, we weren't allowed cameras in court, so we sent along our very own court artist to capture the moment for us. Pearce had tried to persuade the court that he committed his crimes because a piece of his brain was missing and therefore he was a nutter. But Judge Michael Hyam remained unconvinced.
See you tomorrow.
Good night.